turning back time, kung naibabalik ko lang. Perhaps at times we would say, if I could have chosen the right words, kung tamang salita ng sana yung ginamit ko. Or if I thought more, I wouldn't have married my spouse now. Hindi kami nagmadali. Or if only he chose a different course, iba siguro yung buhay ko ngayon. And there are things that we would like to change, but we cannot do anything. Past is past, and what has happened already happened. And reality is there are no time machines yet. Hindi pa tayo makakabalik from past. We cannot rewind, we cannot replay, and we cannot undo our life. We cannot reset it. There's a story in Finland in year 2018 wherein a man decided to drive even though it was already gloomy. It was already dark and started snowing. And then while driving, he thought to himself, maybe I could just have a glance on my phone, check if there are some messages. And later on he saw there were some messages. And after reading some of them, he said, maybe I could just reply to one of them. And he replied. And lo and behold, there was a truck approaching him that he did not notice. And he hit the truck. The car turned around, it rolled over, and luckily he survived. But unfortunately, he had passengers at the back of the car. And there were 2 passengers, his children, and they died immediately. So if you would just imagine the trauma, siguro inisip niya, siguro sana hindi na lang ako sumilip sa cellphone ko. Sana hindi na lang ako nag-attempt mag-reply. I have a friend, Chris, also, who met an accident a few weeks ago. And he said, ganun pala yung Jones. Parang slow mo yung buhay. Habang umiikot siya, nakikita niya yung truck, napanggaling siya ng truck. Iniiwasan ko yung truck, Jones, sabi niya sa sasakyan ko. At sabi niya, yun pala yung pakiramdam. And thanks be to God, he survived without major injuries. But sabi niya, at night, every time I would hear the trucks passing by, I could always remember and recall the experience. Perhaps it was post-trauma. And we could just imagine the experience of the guy in the story in Finland. Now, there are things that we have already done, but we cannot replay it or rewind it and change it in the past. In our gospel reading, we heard the story of Matthew, the tax collector. And he was bright. Probably he was rich. He was a tax collector. However, there was a problem. He was an outcast. He had, wala siyang masyadong kaibigan during that time. Why? Because he was considered a sinner and a traitor. Why was he considered a traitor? Because he was a Jew working for the Romans and taxing the Jews. Parang kasamahan ka namin Hudyo, nagtatrabaho ka sa mga Romano na sumakop sa akin, at binibigyan kami ng malaking tax, pinagkakakitaan mo kami, kapwa mo Hudyo. And some tax collectors during the time had the reputation na mas malaki yung hinihingi nila sa tao kaysa sa dapat nilang hingin na tax. Parang sounds familiar din yan minsan. Kaya nakakalungkot yung mga tax people na minsan, yun ang impression. Kasi even the time of Jesus, yun ang impression sa kanila. And one day, Jesus passed by and saw Matthew working on his table, tax collector. And then Jesus saw something in Matthew. He did not see the sins he was committing. He did not see the greed, perhaps, about money. Jesus did not see something that is negative only, but he saw probably sadness. Malamang alam natin kung malungkot yung tao, no matter how much we try to smile, kita sa mata natin kung malungkot tayo. And perhaps Jesus saw the brokenness and the regrets in Matthew. Siguro kung si Matthew ako, mag-isip ako, kung maibabalik ko lang yung panahon, hindi na lang siguro ako nagtask ko lang ito. Yung common experience of may pera ako, pero hindi ako masaya. May pera ako, pero wala akong kaibigan, nilalayuan ako. May pera ako, pero para saan? Kaya nga tayo kumikita with the thought of being happy later on. Pero sa kanya, aayin ko to, hindi naman ako masaya.
And Jesus saw something in him. Not only that, He saw a potential in him. Yung ganun yung Diyos natin. Pag tumitingin sa atin, ang nakikita niya, hindi lang yung pagkakamali, hindi lang yung kasalanan ng past. He sees potential in each one of us. That's why, when He had a maybe eye-to-eye contact with Matthew, He said, follow me. Follow me. Yung kaagad yung sinabi niya. And what did Matthew do? Hindi siya nagtanong, hindi siya nag-clarify. Immediately, he got up and followed Jesus. Perhaps may nakita rin siya kay Jesus na magbabago sa buhay niya, and he was not wrong. He was right. He was changed. What did Jesus do? Hindi niya binago yung past ni Matthew. Hindi siya nag-rewind, hindi siya nag-time machine. He changed his present and he changed his future. He is not collecting not money but people for the Lord. And until now, we are reading his gospel, written by Matthew, and many people are still being converted to the Lord because of him. Ang kinokolekta ni Matthew, hindi na ngayon pera for him, but people for God. At kita natin yung big transformation in the life of Matthew. Kahit pa na may mga nangyari in the past that were beyond our control, there could still something good that could happen in our life as long as we involve Christ. Kapag kasama pala yung Diyos sa plano natin. Siguro, the Lord is calling us today to do not mind the past. Matapos na yun eh. Diba? Have you met persons that have been living in their past? For example, broken-hearted. Kung tagal-tagal na, may mamimig ka, bakit parang grumpy ka? Bakit ganyan yung ano? Kasi broken-hearted. Dalawin mo, kailan yung last year? Last year ka pa. Hindi ko pa nakamove on. Yung sigurong nakipag-break sa'yo, masaya na ngayon. Ikaw ganyan pa rin, bitter. So, may mga nangyayari sa nakaraan na ang tawag sa atin, not to forget, but learn how to deal with them, learn how to move on, and involve God in your life. Kapag tayo lang kasi hindi naman natin kaya, feeling natin kaya natin lahat, pero subukan natin humingi ng tulong sa Diyos, and you will realize kung ano yung pagkakaiba ng kinakaya natin ng isang bagay na idinadami natin din si Jesus sa ating pinagdadaanan. Diba, ang laki ng pagkakaiba, even some people will just start with confession. Pagkatapos, ang diyan-diyan na kalooban ko, Father, and I could face the world now with a different perspective. Ako nung seminarista, pag may problema sa seminaryo, nasa oratory din ako. Minsan, pag mabigat, umiiyak ko doon. Pero isi-check ko during sports time para wala kasama sa oratory. Pero pag nabas mo ng oratory, after pouring out and telling the Lord what we have been experiencing, parang you have to feel recharged. At paglabas ko, parang problems, bring it on. Nasaan kayo? It's like you can do anything because you know, you have a backup in heaven. Pag alam natin meron tayong backup, malakas kalooban natin. Pero pag alam natin nag-iisa tayo, mahina kalooban natin. So, meron tayong mga regrets na hindi natin mababago, pero ang importante yung present at yung future na pwede nating mabago. There was a story also from the homily of one pastor about a person named Lino. Lino was a murderer, drug user, drug pusher, and a robber. And so, nakulong siya for a longest time in prison. But he had a change of heart. Marami naman ng nangyayaring ganyan na sa loob ng kulungan, they would reflect and realize what they did and have a resolve to change for the better. Kaya nagbago siya. And afterwards, he became an evangelist. Siya na yung tagapagsalita ngayon and would draw people closer to God. Kaya many people were thinking, if a man like him, who in the eyes of the world is an evil man, after killing, robbing, pushing, drug using, how could we not change? Meron na ba kayo napatay sa buhay mo? Pwede ba tayo magbago? I-compare natin yung buhay natin sa kanya. Hindi naman tayo mamamatay tao, hindi naman tayo hold up, hindi naman tayo paninira ng buhay ng ibang tao. Pero bakit parang yung sarili natin wala na hope? Kung titingnan natin, ang daming tao na mas worse pa yung pinagdaanan as situation sa buhay natin na nakabangon, na nagbago, na naging source of inspiration ng ibang tao, why can we not do it ourselves? Ibig sabihin, kaya natin, hindi lang natin sinisimulan. And what is the difference? Siya na in-involve ang Diyos sa buhay ng ibang tao. Maybe that's not always one of us. The Lord is constantly passing us by every day. And perhaps may eye-to-eye contact na tayo sa Kanya. Anong ginagawa natin? Tumitingin ba tayo o umiilan? Kaya paano sasabihin ng Diyos na follow me kung di ka naman nakatingin? Let's try to gaze on God, the different realities of life. Let's try to listen to Him, telling us to follow Him. Let us try to respond by really following Him and becoming His disciples. Sana po tayo mamuhay sa ating nakaraan. Yung sabihin siguro na ibang move on din daw pag may time. At kapag nakapag-move on, isama natin si Jesus so that we ourselves could be inspiration to others as well.